about I don't know, a month or 6 weeks ago, I guess it was, I was down at the senior center working with the writers down there, which I enjoy doing some, and Faye, who teaches that group, gave us a copy of this newspaper article from some time back. And the headline for it is "Fisherman Catches a Wedding Dress." And it tells about a young fisherman, 22 years old, who was just fishing in Martha Lake in the Seattle suburbs, and up came a wedding dress. So we were challenged to maybe put together a piece of writing that sort of explained that situation. And I had a great amount of fun putting this together. This was probably one of the most enjoyable poem experiences I've ever had. And I looked forward to reading it today. And then I heard last weekend, lest you think that I'm making fun of something serious, I heard that there was a bride who drowned in a situation. She was having photos taken, and I thought, oh gosh, if I read this at Spofest, they'll think I'm a terrible person. But I'm sorry for that. I wrote this really honestly 4 to 6 weeks ago about this situation described in this other article. So I didn't want you to think I was a bad person in case somebody was here who didn't know me and thought I would stoop that low. But anyway, this is the ballad of a bride out with the tide. And I encourage you to join in at some point if you feel so compelled. This is told from the point of view of the fisherman. Okay? The ballad of a bride out with the tide. I got in me boat and set out afloat to the far deepest end of the sea. I cast out me net, which got me all wet, and dreamed what a catch there might be. When me hook felt a tug, I attempted to lug something dingily white to me deck. I pulled, and I wished I had ne'er before fished, 'cause the thing wrapped itself round my neck. I writhed and I fought with the thing I had caught, till I barely could wrestle it more. I was desperate. I oared with an old rotten board, till I staggered, exhausted, ashore. Me mateys were sunning, but they all came running to see what this object had been. With me face turning blue, it took the whole crew to remove the blame thing from me chin. I asked Sailor Scott, "What's this thing I have got? How did it get here, and what's it about?" He said, "It's a mess, but I think it's a dress that some bride's at the altar without." Well, shiver me timbers, blow the man down, oh, sing me a song of the sea. I found me a gown with seaweed all around, but the bride, oh Poseidon, where's she? Well, I was on fire with the deepest desire to know where that maiden could be. I fished a bit harder, and up came the garter that once hugged the place above her knee. Well, shiver me timbers, blow the man down, oh, sing me a song of the sea. I found me a garter, but where was the martyr? The bride, oh Poseidon, where's she? I fished then for hours in spite of the showers that drenched me the rest of the day. But just a tad bit before I said I would quit, up come a wilted bouquet. Well, shiver me timbers, blow the man down, oh, sing me a song of the sea. I got me some flora, but who is it for? The bride, oh Poseidon, where's she? Just then I looked out and I saw the huge spout, for certainly there was a whale. And just as it breached not too far from the beach, I could see it was wearing a veil. Well, shiver me timbers, blow the man down, oh, sing me a song of the sea. We've seen all her stuff, but this girl had it rough. The bride, oh Poseidon, where's she? I stood in the rain, thinking all was in vain, so I pulled in me line and me bait. I swigged on me rum, Sailor Scott gave me some, and considered the bride's tragic fate. Then, reaching down wide on the stern starboard side, I felt it take hold of my hand. I pulled it aboard, then I thought, oh my Lord, it's a monster from some foreign land. But no, with a swipe and a snorkeling pipe came to view something goggled and masked. Along with the crew, I cried out, "Who are you?" And she said, "I am so glad you asked. I was supposed to be wed, but the man for my bed was an ogre who showed no emotion. So I learned how to swim, and then on a whim I escaped with a jump in the ocean." Well, I shook off the moss and gave it a toss in the water while whistling a ditty, and the girl underneath, despite her buck teeth and crossed eyes, was actually quite pretty. I tried not to look, kept my eyes on me hook, 'cause the new catch, well, she was quite naked. In order to swim, she had had to plunge in with her wedding regalia forsaken. But there on the boat was an extra large coat we had made from the hide of a shark. And when the coat fit her, her musical titter ignited my heart with a spark. Now, old Scott was at least an Episcopal priest in a former and long ago life. So we stood on the bow, and he gave us the vow and pronounced us as sailor and wife. Then we struck up the band, pitched a tent in the sand while the crew poured out blessings and booze. Then my new catch and I bade me mateys goodbye and set sail on our honeymoon cruise. Well, shiver me timbers, blow the man down, oh, sing me a song of the sea. Just send us your best, we'll take care of the rest, me bride and Poseidon and me.